UPN government of the progressive UPN government of Obafemi Awolowo in the states in which they captured, which was Bender State, Lagos State, Ogun State, Oyo State, and Ondo State. They were able to implement that agenda, and also the former Kwara State. So at the end of the day, it is very evident that agenda setting is important for governance. But what does it matter if you set up a 10-point agenda, a 7-point agenda, an 8-point agenda, when you are just going to become an emperor after you win and you are the winner take all and the agenda becomes the governor's agenda? If you have looked at what has happened to public sector budgeting in Nigeria, and I also refer to Edo State, where budgets of the state government now has a government house component that takes up over 70% of the budget. So the governor has direct allocation of resources that he oversees, and that's 80% of the budget, apart from salaries. So we no longer have an agenda in that manner. So tell me, for example, who remembers the agenda of Governor Baseki in his first term and second term? He talked a lot about education. He set up what he called the EDO Best. And we heard that he was sharing some laptops, computers to some primary school students. Where is that laptop? Where is the computer? Where are the students and where are the teachers? What is the level of examination? How do we measure progress? When Peter Obi was in Anambra, you could see that he said he was going to focus on education. He returned schools back to the missions. That was an agenda. He returned school back to missionaries. And today, Anambra State is one of the best performing second-level education states in Nigeria. That is real policy. So I think an agenda is really about the person who sets them. So who do you trust? It's about trust for you to stay true to your agenda for your people. So if you have a people-oriented agenda, we want to trust somebody who can actually deliver it. For example, Senator Okpebholo talks about the fact that when he was a child, in fact, when he was declaring, he said, you know, the broom that represents his party in APC, this was the same broom he used to weave when he was a child to sell so that they can eat. He used to weave brooms. So that same broom is now become the destiny, the flag, the emblem of the party he's representing. And it doesn't take that lightly. He sees it as God speaking to him that your destiny was already written and that he is fulfilling his destiny, and he will not forget that there are children laborers, children to make money. So that's an agenda automatically there for child welfare, for primary education. And then he said his sister, due to bad water, and his sister died, and he can never forget. And that's how he grew up. He knows what it takes to take a bucket to go to a tap or a stream or a river that is 10 miles away. By the time you are nearly getting home, you trip your toe on the stone and fall, and the water, you are more interested in saving the water than the stone. Unfortunately, for children in the villages, you lose your toe and you lose the water. This is a real gone through. He understands the problem. He knows what Edo State needs. And that, to me, is an agenda. So the agenda, who is giving it, who is setting it, and who is delivering it. And if Edo people want to really look closely, who is the person that you trust? Look at the person that has, you can use PowerPoint to tell us that you want to industrialization. What is industrialization without job creation? How do you create industries and mortgage Edo State resources to support the business of your friends and shareholders in the companies that you have in Lagos and Ibadan and everywhere else, whereas there is no job for Edo people? That is the real question that people need to face. That, listen, like the winner said just now, Edo resources, as it is right now, being redirected to corporates outside of Edo, does not create any impact in Edo. People have no jobs, and you cannot have jobs where there is no investment. And his investment in agriculture, the way he has talked about agricultural zones, the way, I mean, I don't want to even talk too much, Just look at the agricultural agenda of Obaseki. They said they are creating agricultural hubs. they brought some containers. They brought some World Bank loan assisted. I can see some of those places in the bush right now. Not a single stalk of corn was planted or produced from any of those areas in 8 years. I mean, I know there are some stubborn and wicked corn that witches plant that maybe at least in 6 years it will grow, but the one in Edo, 8 years, it still have not grown. So maybe we ask this governor Obaseki, the agriculture where he bring corn, now witchcraft, is it engineering? Why is it that we cannot even see one single stalk of corn to say we want to pluck? If you plant avocado 7 years ago, the basis of avocado where you go to get from one small tree, you go full pick up. If you plant pineapple, you go don't harvest 13 times. So where is Obaseki? What are they saying? I can tell you what happened. They budgeted billions for it, and they removed it and went to the stock market, and they went to the bond market to use Edo money to play kalu. Let us be saying it as it is. That is their agenda. That's the agenda they develop for us, and that's the agenda they are following. So let us call them out on it. That's just the truth, and I have nothing more to say on that.
The winners. Thank you so much, Clement. The winners.
Yeah.
Governor Obaseki went to the Palace of the Onoji of Uromi in 2020 during the electionary period, and said that I will bring you water, I will construct roads, I will develop the economy so that the women can bring out their produce from the farm. My main objective is the security. How many things have I named now? Water, security, road, economy. You are from Edo Central. Could you tell me one of those promises that were kept after 8 years by Obaseki?
Thank you. I will start from myself, first of all. I was in Nigeria 2019 when Obaseki came to my village in Eroji. He promised, I was so happy, to fix a road there and fence the primary school. Up to today, situation is stagnant. It's still the same. Things are getting worse. You see, I don't so much believe in verbal promises. I prefer reality. Like Monday said about agriculture, agriculture is very vital. If you look at China, China is developing the rural areas. Obaseki is not developing the rural areas because farm produce, they will be much cheaper to the consumers if there is easy accessibility from the farm to the market. You find out that rural areas in Edo State are not open up. It is durable, motorable roads that can open up the rural areas. Agriculture is not going to be on Ring Road. It's not going to be on Dorset Street. It's not going to be on Ekenwa Road. It is the rural areas that are feeding the urban areas. And that is one of the economic or developmental strategies of China. They developing rural areas. So industries are coming to the rural areas, nearness to source of raw material. So the cost of production will be lower. But all we see, like Obaseki's government, is type of development is too pictorial. It's pictures, videos, you just picture, you don't see reality. I was in Nigeria, Edo State last year. You don't see reality. So I like what Monday Okpewo, his manifesto. He's a practical person. I compare him to Ogbemudia. Ogbemudia was not so educated. He didn't have many degrees or academic person. No. But Ogbemudia, during his time, he was able to establish Oria cattle farm. When we were little, in my childhood days, we were buying fresh milk from the market, Uromi market. That is practical. It's not about grammar. I don't so much believe in that. When I lived in Japan, in Germany, they never asked of my qualifications. This is the job. Do it. Let's see. Construction job.